Do you want to do something super kind for your future self? Well, if so, stick around. We're going to talk about 3 things you need to do now to make this guy work great next December. Hey friends, Ryan Reynolds here with Keller Williams Consultants Realty. Today, it looks probably the most strange you could probably imagine. I'm sitting here with a snowblower. It is June, it's almost 90 degrees out, and I've got flowers and things blooming all around me. You might wonder why I'm doing this, but the reason is that I'm trying to be really nice to my future self. And what I mean by that is that these engines and these kinds of equipment that you're going to need when it's cold and nasty outside will work much better if you take a few minutes now just to take care of them and to prep them for long-term storage so that when the time comes, they start up and you can go right to blowing snow. So the 3 things we're going to do to make our lives better in the future is, number 1, we're going to change the oil in this guy. You probably don't think about it too much, but in the wintertime, the oil doesn't flow as well. And so having fresh, clean oil is a really good idea, especially if it's been sitting for a long time, which it probably will, because sometimes we don't even break this out more than a couple of times in the wintertime. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to take the gas out of it. Now in Ohio, and actually anywhere probably, the gas that we have usually contains ethanol, and it has a bunch of things in it that are additives that don't actually age very well. And when you put them in these kinds of engines, they tend to clog things up. And so when you try to start them for the first time in the wintertime, it can be a real problem. And then the third thing we're going to do is we're just going to kind of wipe it down, clean it up, and we're going to use some spray lubricant to just kind of hit some of the high parts, or not the high parts, but some of the parts that move a lot and look a little bit rusty, and we're going to just clean it up. And that way, when we put it into our long-term storage in the back of the garage, it'll sit really well. And then next December or January, or maybe never until a couple years from now, we'll break it out and it'll start up just as good as new. So here we go with tip number 1. So now the first thing we're going to do with this is going to be to change the oil. And then this is a Cub Cadet. Some engines are going to be a little bit different, but this one has an oil dipstick here. So this is where you can check the oil level. Kind of finding your way around. It also has on this side an oil fill, and so that's the oil fill where you can put some oil in there. You can actually put it in the top as well. So that's what that is. And then around back, this one has a extension where I actually drain the oil from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an adjustable wrench and an oil pan, and I'm going to put the oil pan up underneath of this so that I don't lose any of the oil, and I'm going to adjust that. Or actually, I'm going to take that bolt out and let it drain. Okay, so we're going to try this again. I had tried to do this over in the grass. It was just really hard for me to actually show you what I'm doing. So, and also my oil pan was too big to fit into that. So what I've done is I went and got a milk carton and I cut it down so I could easily get up underneath here and catch the oil. And so the next thing we're going to do, as I mentioned before, is we're going to continue to drain the oil. So we'll take that plug out. I've already loosened that, lining up my high-tech milk jug down below to catch the oil, and we're going to let that drip out, and then you can see we're going to catch all that inside of our milk jug here. So the oil coming out actually is a little bit dark, so that's one of the good reasons, one of the things you want to think about when you're changing it. Like, the oil that's coming out should be pretty clean, but when the engine runs, what happens is that you get carbon and different things in there, and so it's good to kind of let it drain out and change that to keep the engine nice and clean and running well. So we're going to let this drain, and I'll let you know when it's done. Okay, so all the oil is pretty much drained out. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put the plug back in. I'm going to refill it with oil. Once I get that in there, I'm going to tighten it down, and that way we won't lose any more oil. And get this guy on there. Just kind of give it snug. You don't want to be too tight with these. You want to be tight, but not so tight that you can never get off again. So that's good and tight there. So the next step is going to be to refill it. This particular model I looked up online calls for like 26 to 28 ounces of 5W30 oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take and I'm going to put it in to the oil fill right here. All right, so we're going to take the dipstick out. Just going to kind of set that aside, and I'm going to put a funnel into this guy so I don't make a mess, which I have done in the past. I'm using a 5W30 synthetic oil from Fram, and I'm doing this one-handed, by the way. So if you can have 2 hands and do this, it'll be a lot easier for you. So putting the nice clean oil back in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that drain a little bit, and I'm going to check it. So hold on one second, I'll check this. Okay, so now I'm going to put this dipstick back in here, screw it down, and I'm going to check it to see what the oil level is. It's going to be really hard to see, but you really want it to be between those two hashed lines. and it looks pretty close, at least on the stick. So we're gonna go ahead and do the next step real quick, which is to start it up and let it run for a couple of minutes. Okay, so the oil's in now, and the next step is to get this thing turned on and let it run. Now, before you do that, one thing you can do, I'm not gonna do it this year, but usually what I do is if you look in the gas can, you can see there's a little bit of gas in there, not a ton. But one thing you can do is put some fuel stabilizer in there. And so you can buy that pretty much in any automotive store, but you put the fuel stabilizer in before you run it, kind of mix it up a little bit by maybe bumping it around, and then we go ahead and we start it up. Hopefully it starts up. Perfect. Okay, so now it's running, and I'm just gonna let it run for a couple minutes to heat up, and then move the oil around, and then I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, so this has been running a while, and I'm just gonna shut it down. This one, I just pull this key out. And so now the engine's nice and hot, and I'm going to recheck the oil. Okay, now the next step is just to run it out of gas. Okay, so we've got step 1 and 2 done. Now we're on to step 3, which is basically just to wipe it down. So I'm just gonna use a rag and some WD-40, and we're gonna spray pretty much everything with the WD-40 just so that it can kind of keep it lubricated and help it to not rust over the wintertime. We're gonna spray the top of it here, get it wiped down, make it look pretty nice. We're gonna spray all this stuff in here, down up in the back. And of course, if you got anything back in there, like the straw that was in mine, you can pull that out. And then you wipe this down real lightly. And that really shouldn't spin. Actually, I've got a problem over here. You can see there's a pin that's missing. And so that pin I'll have to find here and replace it before next season. And so that's pretty much all you have to do. And I would be very liberal with the WD-40 on pretty much everything. And I'll come back here after I'm done with the recording and probably hit a couple areas I missed, but they're hard to see on camera. And so I thought I'd just show you that. So there you have it, friends. This is how you can make your future self happy with your current self. Make sure you put your tools away in the wintertime or in the summertime for the wintertime so that they're good to go for long-term storage. And again, as a quick review, what we did is we changed the oil so we know it's got good lubrication. We actually ran it out of gas. You could potentially use a fuel stabilizer, but I'm not a big fan of that. I'd rather just run it all the way out of gas and then put new fresh gas in the wintertime when it's ready to go. And the last thing was just kind of wiping it down and checking for any problems. And I did find one that I have to fix here in a little bit, but that's pretty much all you need to do. Well, thanks for watching. Again, my name is Ryan Reynolds with the Ryan Reynolds team at Keller Williams Consultants Realty, guiding you to the home that fits your life.